Well, this is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice
and be glad in it.
All right, well, we're Doctors James and Terresa White, also known as Jacksonville's favorite couple. And we're excited to share this segment of Happily Ever After with you. So now one of the things that in one of our previous segments in our conversation off the air, we just kind of went back and discovered the fact that we've not really shared our testimony in this format.
Right.
So we will not share the exhaustive portion of it. What is a comportion?
I don't know.
Anyway.
It sounds smart, though. You
sounds
sound
smart.
Learned it.
I sound learned it, people.
Yes.
All right. So we'll just grab a couple of segments and share with you. So to give you a greater perspective on who we are, how do we get to the place that we are, what has God done in our lives, as well to encourage you, to motivate you, to put you in a place where you can expect God to do some amazing things for you.
Right, and I think that this is super exciting, and I'm just going to jump right into a little piece of a testimony. It's super exciting because we both were in positions where we felt we would really never, I felt I would never love him again. I really thought our relationship was hopeless and that it could never be recovered. And I mean, we're in the marriage feeling this way, you know, and
Wait,
so...
now. That's how you felt. That's not how I felt.
Okay. That's why I said me, at least me.
Right. But
So,
I just wanted to stop because you said how we.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, very good. Well, I was there. I was at a point in the relationship where I was done. I was completely over him. I was trying to figure out how to reconcile that I was actually going to have to see him on a regular basis because we had our children. So I did not love him. And I really felt that the relationship was exhausted and it was lost and that we just needed to break up. And so when the Lord can save you and save and rescue your marriage, at that point, I just want you to find hope. So yeah,
Right.
So it was a bad place. It was a bad place. So find hope in that no matter what it is that you're facing, God can make sure that you recover.
Right. So for me, it was a bit different. My love for her hadn't changed, but our ability to solve conflicts.
It was terrible.
Yeah, we were very low on the problem-solving Richter scale, very high on creating problems. So you could just imagine, if I can't solve problems well, but I can create a bunch of them,
Right.
I'm going to have an enormous amount of problems. So my love for her was still there, but we just had so many issues. I mean, we were just arguing about everything. And it was like the sight, when I would see her, she would anger me. And of course I had the past issues.
His face.
Yeah, right, that face, right. I had the past issues and whatever nonsense I would perceive happened that day. Oh my God. So in the midst of that, now we had 2 children. We both were in the military, so our pay was equal. However, my job was a bit more unstable than hers.
Yes.
You know, the military would send me to other places, whereas she was in the same place all the time.
Right.
So I knew clearly the courts wouldn't award my sons to me, and I wasn't going to leave them with her. I knew she wouldn't just give them to me. Us breaking up, separating, going our separate ways, I was fine with that. I told her, just give me my boys, we'll be fine. You can come visit them anytime you want. You can bring your boyfriend, your husband, whoever, really no big deal. But my sons stay with me.
And he was crazy. I wasn't having it.
So, but I was going to keep my word on it, right? So then in the midst of that, I came up with this destructive, diabolical plan to kill her. Right. So it wasn't right. It wasn't because I didn't love her, but again, moving forward, she was going to take my sons from me.
Right.
Going through the courts and all that was out of the question for me. I know that's the logical thing to do, fight it in court, get joint custody. I understand. I was not a believer. I wasn't thinking straight. And even if I was a believer, I probably wouldn't have been thinking straight. So I went the wrong route.
Right.
So I got, I started to meditate on this. I didn't understand the power of meditation, but yet I was meditating on it. I had my cry down pat. I had my story, how I was gonna, behave at the funeral, how I was gonna conduct myself with her family afterwards. I wanted to kill her. I didn't want to go to jail for killing her. So my alibi, I had worked on that. At this point in our life, we both were in the military, so we lived in Sicily. There was a mountain where you would go and you would ski.
Mount Etna.
Right. So we went up there. Now I planned this thing out. But I only had one shot. So I planned it out. We had a family trip, and we were going up to the mountain, and we were going to ski. So neither one of us had skied before, and we shared that story with some of our friends who worked with us. That was important because I needed somebody to verify it ahead of time. So we're going up, and she got cold feet. I think it was the Lord.
It
Oh
was
my
the
God.
Lord. Because I grew up in snow, so snowing was no issue. Snow was no issue for me. Skiing was no issue for me. I had done the sledding and tobogganing and all of that other stuff. So doing it was no issue, and I could not. And I can honestly tell you, looking back on it, that I could not reconcile why I said no at that particular time. But I simply wasn't having it.
Right, which was of course,
it was the hand of God.
It was a godsend for us, because so what I was going to do, my plan was, once we got off the ski lift, went through the beginners, the training. They were going to train you on how to, get on the skis and all that stuff there. When we got ready to start, of course, now you're off by yourself. So we got ready to start. I was going to break her neck, physically break her neck. Of course, at that point, her breathing is over and all that, and then push her down the mountain. I was going to fall down the mountain too, but I was going to fall carefully, so I just broke a couple of bones.
Gingerly.
Not break my neck. So both of us, and this was my story, both of us as beginner skiers, we both went down. My wife began to fall. I fell. Whoever fell first, whatever. I don't remember it. It's pretty foggy now. Because of course I was going to have some trauma. You understand what I'm saying? I was going to be all dramatic.
Does this sound crazy to you? Does
Right.
this sound crazy? This is really our true story, though. Go ahead.
Right. So of course, once that happened, voila, I get the insurance money. Oh, and by the way, we did increase our insurance on each other. So we both had two policies. So I had two policies on her. She had two policies on me. And each policy, I think, was like $250,000 per policy. So I was going to cash in at $500,000, and I was going to give me some tears. Yeah, shameful. Don't try to judge me, but this is where God rescued. And in the midst of that, God saved us. So, of course, let me cut through. She got cold feet. I went from this nice, sweet, we're going to have a great time today, to, why won't you go? What's wrong? Because I had one shot, Saints. I had one shot and one shot only. So, I didn't know when I would get her back on the mountain, and again, in a little while, we was going to start all that nonsense, that arguing, that fussing and fighting. And who wants to go ski under those conditions?
And of course, that further solidified in my mind that I was not going skiing with that guy. I wasn't doing it. I simply wasn't doing it. And so it's just amazing to think how the Lord protected us in our stupidity.
Right, but now let me say this though. That was over a course of several months, my planning and building up, because I was looking for other things that I could do where I would be innocent, but my wife would be killed. Now again, that's harsh. We're being very light with it now, but I was serious about it. I would wake up in the middle of the night. We had kerosene heaters is what we were using. And I was trying to figure a way where I could give her kerosene poison, and it doesn't affect me and our children. So that I wasn't successful there at all, and I'm grateful that I missed on everything. I need you to understand.
As am I.
Right. However, I was relentless, and the skiing was the thing. I was like, yes. However, there was a small window, so we had to go when the crowds were low. Higher crowds, all this behavior, that's out of the question. You'll get busted. And we had to go where the instructors were minimal. When they have an abundance of instructors, they actually take you out, beginners, not vets, but they were going to actually take us out. When they only had one instructor, they would do the class on the inside and send everybody out to their particular place and all that. And on purpose, I was just going to be slow, let everybody go so I could carry out this nonsense. So it's not as though you just woke up with it, jumped up. No, this was planned out.
Right.
So you got to understand how dark and how difficult things were for us. In order for me, again, I said I still loved her.
Right.
I loved her, and I had no problem snapping her neck. And I was going to be fine. I wasn't going to cry real tears. It was going to be make-believe tears. But again, if I don't do that, her people would be suspicious. So now
because they already knew he was a little crazy.
Right, but now her story is a little different.
And my story is a little different. And you know what? If for the sake of keeping these short, you're going to have to hear my story next time. So, happily ever after. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, share this with a friend. Forward it. Put it on your social media sites.
Right.
We're really, really excited about how the Spirit of the Lord told us to do this. And so it's fun times, and we want you to have fun. You should be enjoying the journey in your marriage.
Right.
And so we believe that by us sharing the things that we have gone through, that it will help you and build your faith, and you can find encouragement knowing that whatever it is you face in your marriage, you too can still live happily ever after. See you next time.